Hello, everybody. I'm Rudrani, and welcome to Wonder Women. It's the show where we celebrate wonderful women who are powerful, who are amazing, and who continue to do exactly in what they believe in. My guest today is one of a kind. She's multi talented because she's pretty much dabbled in everything. From being that fantastic actor in Shanti to ruling televisions and being among India's first female presenters for cricket, she has come a long way and she continues to be her own person. Today, we are here to celebrate the absolutely fantastic Mandira Bedi. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've had the opportunity to do quite a few things. It's been 31 years in the entertainment business, and I look back and say there's quite a lot that I've had the opportunity to do and experience and feel. So I'm very grateful always.
There's something that every woman has to learn from you, and that is to do anything with confidence. That I think is the most kind of attractive and the most beautiful part about you. I don't remember the last time you were not confident, but I know there is a lot that goes on, that you have to put up that confident front also.
Well, we're in this business, you and I, of the show must go on. And regardless of what's happening, I've learned how to put my life into boxes and compartments. And when, the greatest gift you can give anybody, be it your children or be it your, in your profession or be it your parents, the greatest gift you can give is your absolute presence, right? So there are a couple of boxes, compartments where things are not going the best that they're, or the way I'd like them to, but they're in boxes. And right now I'm with you and I'm yours 100%. So that's the way we have to do what we do. The show has to go on, right?
मेरा सवाल इसलिए भी था क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि there are a lot of learnings on the way that have made the woman who's sitting in front of me, right? The confidence इतना आसान नहीं होता है. How were you as a child? How were you brought up? The women around you who contributed to this person who's sitting in front of me.
Well, I would have to say that I had a rather strict and proper upbringing. My parents brought me up minding my P's and Q's, and they instilled some good values in me, and they taught me what is right and wrong. And I had a very disciplined childhood, let's say. But every now and then, I used to find the discipline too much, and I would break the rules. So I had a rebellious streak in me. And my brother did everything right, and he was he followed life by the book, listened to my parents. He was the good kid. And I realized I just couldn't be anything close to him in terms of I couldn't match up to him. So I said, you know what? I'll just be me. I'll do me because that's all I can be. And I was basically a good kid, but every now and then when I resented rules being thrust upon me, I would break them and break deadlines.
Can you exemplify? It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, all my friends would have a deadline of much later, and I'd have to come home at 10, like when I was a teenager and I was going out, and 10:30 was my deadline, and I would feel very resentful of it and very upset that I was the only one who had this particular deadline. And every now and then when I thought I was having a really good time at a party or when I'd gone out with my friends, would break the rules, and how. So forget about 10:30, I'd come home at 2. And then I'd be grounded for the next 2-3 times that I was invited out. So, I mean, there was that. I was not as good as a student as my brother was. He was like a straight A student, and I was like, the subjects I'd do well in. But in the 10th grade and 12th grade, I got higher scores than him, because when I actually put my mind to anything, I can, I can do okay, I can do well. So, but I was not your typical well-behaved, always doing the right thing kind of kid. So, I had a very big sort of role model to live up to, and I felt most times I couldn't, because I couldn't be as good as he was. Now, having said that, that was my childhood, and I have no resentment towards my brother whatsoever, or my parents. But I'm just saying that's how I grew up. I grew up feeling I was not good enough, feeling I could never be good enough. I could never be like my brother. And so if I can't be good enough, I can't be, right in the eyes of my, my parents, then I might as well just be me. So, yeah.
जब हम ग्रोइंग अप ईयर्स में हमारी ये कॉन्फिडेंस ऐसे नहीं रहती है, स्पेशली एज वुमेन, क्योंकि हम अपने आप को सोसाइटी के नजरिया से देखते हैं, एंड दैट्स नॉट, सोसाइटी इज ऑलवेज नॉट सेइंग रियली गुड थिंग्स अबाउट यू. आज हम समझते हैं वो, लेकिन किसी ने आपको आके बोल दिया कि आप अच्छे नहीं दिख रहे हो, आप you're thin, you're fat, कि आप गोरे रंग हैं, आपका ये है वो है, तो हम इसको दिल पे ले लेते हैं. एंड चिल्ड्रन आर वेरी वेरी sensitive to that. Growing up years में, did you have to face those comments in any way, and how did you deal with it? Is the experience, I think, I hope people take away from it.
Well, मेरा experience थोड़ा अलग था. I did not really take people's comments to heart as much as what my mom used to say to me. Don't do this, what will people think? Don't wear that, what will people, log kya kahenge? Don't do that, what will people think? Don't wear this, don't behave like this, what will, and it was always followed by what will people think. So much so, we are shaped by our childhoods, right?
Yeah.
So much so that जब मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ, और जब मैं अपने आप रहने लगी, और जब मैं अपने घर में रहने लगी, when I moved out of my parents' home and I started working, तब से ही, while I'm living in my parents' home, I have to follow their rules. But जब मैं अपने घर में रहने लगी, और जब मैं अपने खुद के पैसे कमाती थी, and I was living by my rules, मुझे लोगों की बिल्कुल परवाह नहीं है. तो लोग क्या कहेंगे, मुझे, it doesn't make a difference to me, because what people say and what people think will not pay your bills. What people say and what people think will not rule your life, will not add any value to your life. So because I had what will people think looming large in my childhood, the moment I got, the moment I was on my own, I stopped caring. I don't give a monkey about what people think.
And isn't that such a satisfying and
it's a
calm
great feeling?
Peace?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I mean, in some sense, we look at validation when we're on social media. We like likes, we like followers, we like all of that. And I've tried to even, disconnect from that kind of validation, because having a number attached to my name, or having that many hearts attached to a photograph, doesn't change me as a person, doesn't make me who I am, doesn't make me more of who I am or less of who I am. So these things don't matter to me much.
How was that conversation कि आप, इस दुनिया में आना चाहते हो, you'd like to get modeling and film industry and all of that?
Well, surprisingly, मैंने अपना जो post graduation किया था वो था media में, and I worked, I was doing an internship with Prahlad Kakkar, who's the pioneer of ad filmmaking, because that's what I wanted to do. My post grad was in media, but not in front of the camera. I wanted to be an ad filmmaker, and I was assisting Prahlad, the lowest level of assistant, and someone saw me there, the director of Shanti, and he was getting an ad film made, but he was looking for Shanti. And he'd cast everybody in the show, but hadn't cast the main title role. And so I don't know what he saw in me. I still don't know. But he asked me to come for an audition, and I told my parents about it, and they said, "Oh, you want to try? Go ahead." And I was quite surprised. And my mom, in fact, drove me to the audition. And 3 auditions later, I got the role, and Adi Pocha came to meet my parents and sat me down and said, "We'll take really good care of her. I know you're not from the business, but we'll take really good care of her. This is a daily soap. It's the first daily soap on Indian television. It'll be really a wonderful experience for her." And my parents were cool.
And Shanti created history.
Well, Shanti was the first of its kind, the first daily soap. It's nice to be a part of some firsts. The first daily soap on Indian television, the first daytime show. Before that, there was no fiction in the afternoons. Now the afternoon was full of different kinds of, shows which are catered to the woman who's sitting at home, right?
And even more important is what Shanti did and what the storyline was, based on a female lead who was making her own choices, who was questioning the society around her.
Yes.
वो उस तरह की जो writing थी, मैं तो कहूँगी आज भी बहुत कम ऐसे roles लिखे जा रहे हैं.
It was a wonderful character, and especially a first character to play, a first show to do. A lot of her rubbed off onto me.
कैसे?
In the sense, I wanted to be like her. She was so cool, and she just, she did whatever she pleased. She, went after whatever she wanted. She, stood up for what she believed in. And I found myself towards the end of Shanti, taking up for the causes of the people in the studio. The food wasn't right, and I went to the producers. How can you feed us this food? And I found I wanted to be like her. I liked her character so much. And you're right, she was a character, and the writing was all before its time. And that was the time when we didn't have mobile phones that long ago. And there was a room that we had, like sacks full of fan mail, actual inland letter forms and postcards with people writing in saying, you inspire me and we want to be like you, and what a lovely character is. You've given me the guts to do this, that, and the other. So it was a wonderful first character to play, and I really enjoyed it. And, if anybody was to ask me, what is your favorite bit of fiction you've ever done? There's always a very special place in your heart for the first thing you do. And especially when the first thing you do was popular and loved and aspirational and inspirational.
Also, along with that, I loved your hair.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Did you miss it?
No, I don't miss it now. I had curly hair, and I used to fight with my hair and fight with the frizz. Yes, I didn't enjoy having long curly hair. And it worked for the character and something different. You normally saw women with long straight hair. You never saw a curly haired protagonist in a show. So, I mean, they liked it. I personally didn't like my hair. And one fine day when I was done with the straightening and all the things I was doing with it, I just cut it short, and I've never turned back since. So I love this more.
That is a liberating feeling, isn't it?
It is.
But while I was talking,
and I must tell you, when I was cutting my hair, the person who cut my hair said, "Listen, think about it. Don't jump into something like this. What will the industry think?" Because women with short hair don't get work. Think about it. Sleep over it. Come back tomorrow, and I'll cut it if you still want to come back tomorrow. Next morning, before the salon opened, I was knocking on the door saying, "I'm ready. Cut it off." And it's been almost now 15 years, and I can't now. When people put wigs on me because they want to try a longer hair look, we both look at it and we say, "Not happening."
I must say that if we talk about the it girl often in the internet, you are our original it girl. But coming back to Shanti, मुझे पता है कि it ruffled feathers also. I remember कि जिनको क्या होता है जब भी आप ऐसा किरदार करते हो जो सच का साथ देता है, especially if it's a woman breaking that bubble for you, it's not very easy to digest for the world. Do you remember the time when feathers were being ruffled?
Well, I think it was catered for a woman audience, a women, women's. It was a women's time slot. It was 2:30 in the afternoon and 10:30 in the morning. So there were not many men who watched it. So women loved it, and they lived their lives vicariously through this character. So what the men thought of it, I don't know, but women really liked it, and women really liked her and liked what she stood for.
The agency.
And yes, and maybe that's what ruffled the feathers. That's what people didn't. The men were like, "Ek minute." My wife was not thinking like this a little while ago. So, yeah.